little bit lately, and I've started to notice the rise of a number of posts about algorithms. Things like bubble sort, quick sort, the binary search, etc., etc. Those types of algorithms. And I want to dispel a bit of a myth that seems to be going on. It seems that these posts are intended to help people with interviews, that these companies out there need to know that you know your binary search algorithm or your quick sort algorithm. And the issue is that you don't. They're not going to get you your job. In fact, you can pretty much just throw them out of your head entirely when you are searching for a job. Now, let me be clear though. Knowing these algorithms is pretty good. Knowing what they are, I mean, they're great tools to have in your toolbox, but they're not going to get you that job. They're not going to get you through that interview process. And in fact, like I said, they're pretty much useless in your job search. Why is this? Well, because employers are not interested in what you know. They're not interested in whether or not you know these algorithms or whether or not you can explain them. They're interested in whether or not you can make them money, whether or not they can make a profit off of hiring you. And anyone can memorize the specifics of an algorithm. Anyone can memorize some description, and anyone can memorize the pseudocode around an algorithm, etc. Like, these are things that aren't helpful for an employer. We don't care that you memorized something. Instead, I care that someone can do something for me. Like I said, employers want to make money, and hiring you needs to be a net benefit for them. Otherwise, they're not going to hire you. Sorry, that's the real world. If that hurts you and you don't like to hear that, so I don't know what to do for you at that point, because that's life. That's what getting a job is. That's what companies are for. So, how do you get a job? If algorithms aren't going to help you, what can help you? Well, you prove that you have the experience that the employer needs for that job that you want. How do you go about proving this? By creating projects, by working on apps, on your own side apps. You see, having a project completed shows a lot. Shows how to break down a task into something simpler. You know when that project is good enough to show it off. I mean, that's a big key right there. A lot of people get stuck in creating their project and want it to be perfect, that they actually don't put it out there for the world to see. But if you have a project to show off to an employer, it means you know when it's good enough. And it's not perfect, but it's good enough. That's big. You can also show off your architecture skills. Algorithms don't talk about architecture. They don't show you MVVM or MVP or any of those. They just show you know how to do something, create a function. But if you can show off that you can create a nice architecture for an app, that means that you can create something meaningful and sustainable. You can show off unit testing with an app. You can say, all right, I'm going to test this code. You can show off your UI skills for how something looks, make it look really nice, and you can show that off. There's a lot of things that it goes on. There's a lot of things that I could go on about these benefits and these amazing things. Basically, it shows you have the abilities that you need to get the job done, that I want to hire you for. And that's invaluable. Now, yes, there are some companies, Facebook, Apple, Google, Netflix, Amazon, Twitter, I could probably name several others, where knowing an algorithm is going to be important for the job interview process. But here's a tiny little secret behind that process. They don't even really care that you memorize that algorithm. They only really care that you know how to do problem solving. And that's a big step right there. That's a big difference between knowing what a binary search is and actually knowing how to create one from scratch. Like that's huge. We want to see that problem solving aspect of things. All right. So don't focus on memorizing algorithms. Focus instead on creating projects that show off your skills. If you need some ideas, I've got a ton of them on my Instagram page. I'll link it down in the show notes or in the description. So go check those out, pick one of them, and start working on it today. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button. It really helps this channel. If you think this video will help someone, hit the share button and share it with them. Otherwise, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I post a new video. All right? If you do all of that for me, I'll see you in the next video.